guys, I'm Fez. I'm going to give you some Cinema 4D tutorials. Um, it's not anything, it's not like about anything in particular. I'm just going to go through a bunch of different stuff along the way, kind of improvise. But it's not too basic or too advanced of a tutorial, so if you know a little bit, then this might help. It's just, I don't know, making things easier. But so if you kind of just started doing GFX, and by the way, I'm going to say GFX, I don't care. Like, some people get all butthurt when I say GFX, and I don't say like graphic design or something. But if you're just starting to get into GFX, and you don't know about Lightrooms and stuff, that's really basic stuff. But if you just go to people in a clan that do GFX, they usually have like giveaways or downloads for Lightrooms. So, and literally it's self-explanatory. It's just a room of lights. It's nothing, big, but it's helpful. So I'm gonna open up a Lightroom, and I go to File, Open, and I just choose one. I usually use Quezzy's 3K Lightroom, but I never really go to File, Open. I just go to Recent Files, and then 3K LR, which is his Lightroom. And I have it set up to like where I want it, like in the camera angle, but usually this is what any Lightroom looks. You'll have these boxes and lights and usually a camera. And some people have text in there. I always delete it because it makes it faster to open and such. So yeah, that's how you open a Lightroom. And now what we want to do is get a logo in here, or what we usually do. And things about logos. First of all, it's not like Photoshop. You can't just drag an AI in here and it'll be in a Lightroom. You gotta do some other stuff, because I would always go to File, Open, or just try and drag something and it'd create a new project for it, and it drove me nuts. But you really go to File, Merge, and that'll merge something into your project. That drove me nuts when I didn't know that. So I'm gonna get a logo. This is for a clan called Path, and you can see when I merged it in here. I'm just gonna hide these so these boxes are out of my way. You can see when I merge it, it's kind of in this area. First of all, this is the center of the Cinema 4D room where you see these lines connect. But you'll see that this AI file, it's not in a group or anything, it's just one whole thing. So what I do is I select it. Every time I merge a logo, I select it and I move it directly into the center. So where that meets up is the center. So it's completely in the center, and I'll of course get an extrude NURBS, which makes it 3D, and I would drag this path into the extrude NURBS like that. You can see it's 3D now. A lot of logos, they have, when you merge them, for example, I'm going to do Spacebound's new logo because I like it. Wherever I went. You can see that I'll open. Whoa, that's huge. You can see that once I merged it, it came in a group, and it's this, that it has 3 paths. Now when I try and, when I try and put in an extrude NURBS, it's not going to do anything. When I select them all and then put those in the extrude NURBS, it only does the one that's on the top in the group, like a child that's on the top. So wait, I don't want to delete them all. So first of all, it starts out in a group if it comes in multiple paths, and you can either make 3 extrude NURBS and drag them in one by one, so they have their own separate one. But that's really only necessary if you want to have like certain rotations. Like if I wanted this to be rotated like that and this to be rotated another way, then that's when that'd be necessary. But if you want them all to be one path, you would click on the group, right click and go to select children, and then you go to connect objects and delete. Now you can drag that into the extrude NURBS, but of course I want to put this in the center, because when I put this in the extrude NURBS and I select my extrude NURBS, you can see every time I use my move tool or my rotate tool or size tool that it's all the way in the center, so that's where the point is, like, so it'll rotate all weird like that, and that's not what I want. So that's why we always center the path that we have, just because it makes everything easier. And I don't know why it starts out top right like that all the time, but whatever. Okay, now that first part of the tutorial is pretty basic, just in case you guys didn't know, on how to extrude and make one path and all that. But sometimes, actually all the time, I'll always edit certain polygons by using editable layers, and making a layer editable and still 3D is a pain. You'd go to select children, make editable, or click C, or press C on your keyboard, and you go to select children again, and you go to connect objects and delete. Now I have an editable extrude NURB, so I can do whatever I want, basically. And this is mainly like modeling stuff, somewhat. It's not strictly for modeling. It's it just makes it so every little segment you can edit to whatever you want to do with it. So I can like select one of these, and make it come out or something. I'm not going to go over that right now, maybe in another tutorial, but this is just basically and another thing, if you already know what I'm talking about, this might be helpful to you, is like, this is mainly with like cylinders and something. If you're trying to model like some cool little beveled pipe or something, and you'd like want to select multiple things without having to like rotate around it, like if I wanted to select everything on the side here, and I didn't want to go like in these weird angles, I would go to select up here and go to loop selection, and it makes it so much easier. I just click and it selected everything that I wanted selected. You know, if I hold shift, it'll do the same here. If I hold shift, it'll do the same there. Now I can do whatever I want with this thing. Extrude it inwards, maybe matrix extrude. I wouldn't ever do that in the background, but just an example. And another thing, like I said, making an editable extrude NURBS is a real pain. But I found a way to make it easier, and this can make everything easier for you. We all love knowing shortcut keys. Like, really, it's just pressing a button. You can customize your shortcut keys to anything. You can do whatever. You can probably make an entire render without even using your mouse. So I'm going to show you guys how to do that. So like I said, if I wanted to make this editable, I'd have to go to select children, make editable, select children, you know, all that. Oops. And I have it set up now to where I can do it this fast. There you go, editable. Because I have my keyboard my keyboard shortcuts customized to what I want them to be. And to do that, you'll go to Window, Customization, and Customize Commands. And you'll get this huge window, and literally, you can just search up something. So name filter, select children. And see how it says Control Q, that's my shortcut. You know, all this information. I don't want to select all children and objects, I just want, or select all children objects, I just want to select children. And you can see shortcut right here. Now if you go down here, actually let's I'm gonna go to make edit. Whoops. I have no idea what I just did. Hold on. Make edit. Okay, so this shortcut is just C. I think that's the default one. And you can also Google, or not Google, I don't know why I just said that. You can search up, I guess it's so basic, but you can just search up a shortcut key and see if it's taken already. And, but yeah, you can see that C is the default one. Let's say you wanted it something else, you would go to delete, and go here, click shortcut, and type in anything. You can do Control Shift Alt P or something. You know, you can do anything with any key. Whoops, I'm pressing backspace, so it's no, add, no, execute. How do I do that? See, like, I can't even backspace. Like, because that can be used as a shortcut key, so make sure you don't just choose something. So, make editable. If I wanted the shortcut to be C, which I'm going to keep it at, I would go to C, or just type in C at the shortcut, hit add. Whoops, that's backspace, I don't want that. C, okay. Okay, C, add, there you go. And now it's permanently set to where you can just press C, and it'll make it editable. And like I said, select children, that's Control Q for me. And then I'd hit C to make editable, and it'd select children again, and then I'd go to connect objects and delete, which is Control W. So that's basically customizing keyboard shortcuts and a bunch of other stuff. Sorry it's all scattered around and all over the place. Oh, I did not realize I was 12 minutes. Okay, well I'm gonna go now. Hopefully you learned something. Yeah.